How you doing out there, YouTube?
Alright, so this is for like the people like us who watch movies all the time. They're just sick and tired of the same movie over and over and over. The remakes, the movies that are just like the 15th bazillion of it. You know, the Friday the 13th remake and stuff. It was a good movie in itself. A remake, I'm not too sure.
When you look at movies today, what we're seeing a lot of is, and not saying that this is a bad idea because it capitalizes on the audiences that were already built, but it's time for something original. And that's what we've come to you today to talk about, and various other episodes that will be coming. Ryan and I will be discussing movies we think the world is ready to see. It's not something redone, it's just ideas we're shooting out there. Because although we love the movies, it's really time for people to stop rebooting, rethinking, redesigning. It's time for just something new. Right, Ryan?
Right. And I think, as Dave was saying, we need, like, we're just throwing ideas out there. We're not saying, like, you know, these would be the most epic movies in the world. To the fact that we just want ideas out there, showing ideas that, like, look, the well's not dry. There's a whole bunch of ideas people have. Everybody has ideas like, oh, this movie would be awesome, this movie would be great, this one would be great. We're just throwing our ideas out for people to see it and be like, hey, I have the same kind of idea, or that would be really cool to see. And just to get a whole bunch of people together to start talking about movies they like to see and stuff like that. And who knows, maybe somebody will see this and be like, hey, maybe we should make a movie on this.
Wouldn't that be unique? You have an idea and you said, no, that would have been cool if somebody would make that. Well, that's all we're doing today. That's all we're going to do is we're going to throw out ideas for movies in different genres that we think would be kind of fun to watch. So we hope you enjoy it as much as we're about to talk about it.
Now, each episode is going to be just one movie. Because we don't want to like throw an idea out there and just say this is our idea, and quickly move on. We kind of want to go into some detail about the movie idea we have. So it's not like, well, we have a movie idea of a monkey. It's going to be really good. You just have a monkey do this. And then move on to another movie. Because it doesn't really get the idea of movies across. And that's what we're hoping to get with what we're doing. It's just ideas of movies, what we think would be cool to see in the movie, and ideas like that. We got a YouTube channel that you can follow on the link. And, you know, we have...
You can friend us on Facebook. Friend us on Facebook.
You know, and tell us what you think. Leave comments. Leave nasty grams, whatever, you know, that's what it's for. I mean, discussions. Even bad comments are good discussion topics. You know, no one has a bad opinion. They have their own opinion. And, I mean, something that we think is cool, maybe everybody else thinks it's just junk.
Lame-o.
Like, you make a comment on what he just said.
Exactly. But anyway, today we're going to start with the horror genre. Ryan here has got a particularly interesting take on the horror movies, and this one's just really, really neat. So, Ryan, take it away.
Alright, we've all seen like Friday the 13th, The Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff like that. This movie idea I have is for, it's a babysitter. Now, the babysitter, she interacts with the parents normally. You'll see her interact with the family, get to know the family, get to know the kids. Nothing happens right away, you know. It looks just normal and everything like that. What ends up happening is, as she babysits the kids and stuff, she goes to put them down to sleep. She starts playing this weird music that you don't understand. It's just music, no verbal language or song or anything like that. It's just music. And as you see her, she whispers into the kids' ears. Now, you don't hear what she says. You don't know what she says. And then she goes back downstairs, you know, back to her normal routine. The parents come home. And as the parents say goodbye, pay her, she goes off. The next morning, the parents are all up and about doing their own thing. Dad's maybe at work, mom's cleaning the kitchen, or maybe mom's at work, dad's cleaning the kitchen. And you get the camera low from like the child point of view because we don't want to show like little kids running around and killing people. But the kids are actually going to be the killers. The babysitter hypnotizes the kids with the music and gives them a command to kill, on how to kill the parent.
And we're not going to, you know, come right out and say that directly to you. We're going to use, like Ryan said, we're going to use camera angles and things so you can see it kind of like the Anaconda movie did. You're going to see it from the eyes of the killer. Obviously, those of you that are quicker on the uptake will pick it up quicker. but obviously as the story develops, you're going to see the babysitter going to different houses, playing that same music, communicating with other kids as the body count starts to rack up.
Right, and the thing about it is, it's the kids doing the killing and not the babysitter. She's the one triggering it for them to do it, and they don't know why they're doing it, they don't remember it. And it gets her off the hook because she's not at the house, she's not around. And so they're trying to figure out why all these kids are starting to kill their parents. It's like an epidemic. And as it goes through, you know, the detective or whatever starts putting the pieces together, the babysitter's involved and stuff like that. Unfortunately, sometimes, you know, maybe the police need a babysitter.
Case in point. So there's all kinds of ideas and things where you can twist the movie a little bit, and it can make it a little bit more destructive in the terms of how they go about identifying who's behind it. And even if they really find out who's behind it, it's not necessarily who's responsible. And Ryan's phone is ringing. Hi.
I thought I turned that off. Anyways. And it doesn't also work on children. We actually will see the babysitter use it on adults to help protect her. She uses this to kind of protect her and kind of make herself feel like powerful. And at the end, you know, the credits roll. If the person who makes the movie wants to make a sequel, easiest thing is the tickets away. We don't know how. You know, whatever the person thinks this idea is, you know, could be anything.
Or you could set up one of the kids to be triggered again. Pretty typical of hypnosis with anchoring. Maybe one of the kids is, although seems to be cured, isn't cured. You know what I mean?
Right. There's so many options you could go with this, and I mean, at the end you could have it. You see, like, one of the kids, an adult now, and showing that they've moved on, and then like, or the babysitter as a kindergarten teacher, and it's nap time, and then you hear the music play, and then it fades to black.
Thus leaving the audience with a nice, awesome ending cliffhanger like we saw in Cabin Fever. One of those kinds of things going, oh, this story's over, but the killings will continue. Thus leaving open for sequels or your own imagination, depending on how well the movie does.
Right, and I think the cool thing about having the babysitter as a killer is, one, so many people use babysitters nowadays. Two, it happens in your own home, not in the woods, not in some abandoned military facility. And
exactly, in your own home you feel safe. Kind of like, you know, it alludes to like Freddy Krueger. Everyone feels safe when they're asleep, but in your own home, that's where you're the most comfortable. So that's also where you would be the most vulnerable.
Right. And if it's your own kids killing you, you're not expecting that. You know, they come running at you. You think that they just want a hug, so you open your arms and like, hey, come on, little guy. And the next thing you know, you're dead. I mean, you're thinking about
Borden.
You're thinking about like, how can a little kid kill an adult, right? There's many ways. I mean, parents and stuff. I mean, the old men. Parents let their guard down around their child. Well, they're there to protect the child. They don't think the child's going to do anything to them.
It's a good point. You know, it's just, you know, you love your kids. You open your arms to your kids, you didn't see it coming.
Exactly. And kids run around with everything in their hands. They don't know better, and neither do you.
That makes the producer, the creator, the writer who creates the death scenes to get really grotesque and creative, depending on how sick their mind is.
Right.
So that's the topic and movie we wanted to discuss with you today. So that's our idea. Take it for what it is. I think it's really cool, and I think it'd get a scare in the theaters.
Yeah, I mean, and again, comment, you know, like I said, good or bad comments are always welcome. I mean, if you want to bash us for anything, I don't care. It doesn't affect me personally. It just gives better topics for conversation. And if you don't think we have a good idea, throw your idea out there. You know, that's what we're trying to start. People giving ideas out for movies, so that way maybe we can stop seeing remakes and stop seeing Part 95. I mean, we also have Back to the Future. Do we really want to see Jaws 3000?
And they bring to you Rocky's review of Rocky 5000. It's time for some new ideas. Now, the movie industry knows that we tell our friends what movies are good and whatever, and they depend on that word-of-mouth marketing. this is your chance to be on the internet to let them know that it's time for something new.
Now, we're not saying because you post stuff and comment stuff, or what we're saying is going to get to anybody out there. But it's just making everybody's ideas on movies and new movie ideas more available to people to see. Maybe new filmmakers coming out, one making a new film, you know, out of college, to see an idea here, and like, hey, that would help, you know, that would work. Anything, you know, just throwing ideas out there for people.
We just think it would be new to expose the world to something new. And the reason we're communicating this is would we like to see a big change? Sure we would, but we just think we'd like to put our ideas out there because we've got some pretty neat ideas, and I'm sure you do too. So let us know what your ideas are, and let us know what you think of our videos. And thanks for watching.